Top 10 film portrayals of 20th century leaders. Number 10. Brian Keith as Teddy Roosevelt, The Wind and the Lion. Those looking for a thorough history lesson on North African geopolitics in this milious sand and saber epic will be sorely disappointed, but it's an enjoyable and completely watchable adventure flick with Sean Canning starring as the Barber King and Brian Keith as the embodiment of America as a rising imperial power. So number 9, John Lone as Emperor, the last Emperor. Pu Yu is one of the 20th century's most tragic figures. He was born the sovereign of a vast and ancient empire only to witness it collapse entirely within his lifetime. Number 8, Lynn Cohen as Golda Meir Munich. Every civilization finds it necessary to negotiate compromises with its own values. At its core, this account of the Israeli punitive operation against those believed responsible for the 1972 Olympics massacre asks where justice ends and revenge begins. Number 7, Anthony Hopkins as Richard Nixon. Nixon. The British Hopkins might not have seemed an obvious choice to play the often maligned U.S. president in Oliver Stone's biopic. Next, number 6, Albert Finney as Winston Churchill, The Gathering Storm. Could it be that Winston Churchill might have found his doppelganger in Albert Finney? It's hard to watch this film. Hard to watch this made-for-cable docudrama and not think so. He begins as an outsider, marginalized for his supposedly alarmist warnings about the rise of Nazism. Number 5, Bruno Gange as Adolf Hitler, their Untergang. There is simply no way to summarize. There is simply no way to sympathize with Adolf Hitler, and any attempt to do so through film is ab- abo- abominable. abominable. Gans never sets out to create a sympathetic Hitler here. So, number 4, Helen Mirren as Queen Elizabeth II. Helen Mirren may be the most talented actress of her generation, and with good reason. No one else has two Queen Elizabeths on her resume. Here, her portrayal of Elizabeth II is much like Pu Yu, holding fast to a tradition that fewer and fewer understand. Number 3, Forrest Whitaker as Idi Amin, the last king of Scotland. The king that makes Amin the stuff of nightmares is not just his monstrous brutality, but the fact that we are so drawn to him. When we first met, here, we understand how he seduced the masses of Uganda into following him. Number two, George C. Scott as General Patton. Patton tells the tale of General George Patton's famous tank commander of World War II. The film begins with the Patton's career in North Africa and progressive through the invasion of Germany and the fall of the Third Reich. So the last one, number one, is Ben Kingsley as Mahatma Gandhi. Simply one of the greatest performance of all time. Kingsley portrays the Mahatma from his early days in South Africa through India's independence and post-colonial troubles and so much India's independence and post-colonial troubles, and finally his assassination following the India-Pakistan partition. We feel the weight of the world that rests upon Gandhi's shoulders as he strives to change society through non-violence, a philosophy contrary to man's inherently barbarous nature. So these are the top 10 film portrayals of 20th century leaders.